volume kind of the same?
You can do whatever you want. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give a chance for everybody to come on. I wasn't supposed to come on till 4. We're 10 minutes early. All right, guys and girls, Doug, we're back here at the conference. Gosh, I spoke to this gentleman yesterday, and we're going to give a chance. We're going to give a few minutes for everybody to get back on, okay? We're really not going to start for at least 5 more minutes. So I just want to bring him on. It's Everett. I'll just say Everett. Wake Up America. He wrote this book, and this book, he come over and showed me things out of the Bible that are going on today, okay, guys and girls, that it's going to flip you out a little bit. So I just want to I'll let you introduce yourself and tell us your background before we get into the book. That way we can let a few more people come on the stream here.
All right, Doug. I've been devoted to serving the Lord most of my life. From the time I was a teenager, I gave my heart to Jesus. I actually said a prayer, Lord, what you did on the cross, I owe you big time. If there's anything you want from me, if any way I can repay you, whatever you ask for, you got it. Right?
Uh-huh.
And so I've been devoted to the Lord 100% for many years, but God showed me some powerful information one day. I come home from the hospital with a shattered left arm, a shattered left leg. I'm in a lot of pain. And I'm wondering, why is this happening to me, Lord? You know I love you. It says there, all things work together for good if you love the Lord. But my arm and leg are swollen, double their normal size, my left arm, left leg. So as soon as I arrived home from the hospital, I asked my daughter if she could find me a Bible. I said, I don't know why the Lord did this. He's trying to get my attention. It sure did work. So she handed me a brand new Bible. It happened to be a version I was not familiar with. It was a New American Standard version, like a 1995 version. I later found out it's the only version that's interpreted the way it is in Ezekiel chapter 4. Ezekiel chapter 4, I opened the Bible. It's brand new in the box, by the way, never been opened. First time this Bible opened, I looked right at these words. It says, as for you, lay down on your left side under siege. Now, I'm of the, I'm completely 100%, God's got my attention because I want to know exactly what is this talking about. And it says in Ezekiel 4, in that particular version, it's real clear. It says, get yourself a brick, son of man, build yourself a siege wall. It says, put a ramp up to it. Then get an iron plate, set it up as an iron wall, and then it tells you to strategically position it between you and the city. And then it says, lie down on your left side. Put your face toward it. Hunker down under siege. It's a siege wall. Siege, the word siege, I thought about that, basically means you're under attack.
Right.
And you're being besieged. And I even thought of the movie Steven Seagal, Under Siege.
Right.
And so I'm analyzing all that because I got nowhere to go. My bones are broke. But I got to the next chapter, verse 5, or verse 9 in chapter 5 says, because of the abominations in the land that God is coming to do, something that's never been done before, and it will never be done again. It goes on to say, fathers will eat their sons, sons will eat their fathers. And now I want to emphasize something. Every time you read about this kind of nasty stuff, I guarantee you, this is talking about the wicked. This stuff is happening to the wicked. It does repeat over and over. When the judgments come, it's coming on the ungodly, always. It says in Isaiah 3:10, I later learned Isaiah 3:10 says, tell the righteous it'll be well with them. They will enjoy the fruit of their deeds. What I began to understand is the deeds are stockpiling supplies, because Ezekiel 4 does go on to say, after it says, put this brick wall, siege wall between you and the city, put a ramp and an iron plate, steel reinforced masonry wall between you. It says, get for yourself 390 days supply of wheat, barley, beans, over a year's supply of food. And it's the kind of food you can store a long time.
Right.
Like dried wheat, barley, lentils, millet, spelt. I didn't even know what spelt was. I looked it up. I found a company in Montana. They sell spelt. I bought $16,000 worth of it.
What is spelt?
Spelt is like a grain that's supposedly it's more nutritious. or easier to digest, like people who are gluten intolerant or
Right.
something.
Gotcha.
It's an ancient grain. It still exists and it is available. It's a little more expensive, but I'm determined. You know what? I'm going to pay careful attention to the Word of God. I want to follow those instructions
To the
explicitly.
T.
Yeah, I don't want to get But anyway, I have gone way overboard according to some people because I have semi truckloads of stuff and pallets of stuff.
Really?
Oh yeah.
You are ready.
I got well. The God showed me one time. I was thinking about buying the beans. It says buy beans. I turned on the TV. I know God showed. There's no way I can make this happen. I come home one evening. On the news is an armed guard standing at the docks in Rio de Janeiro. I mean, when do you see Rio de Janeiro on the news? But it was on this program, and the armed guard is standing. The reporter is saying, "What are you doing down here at the docks?" And the guard says that he explains as well. Right now in Brazil, it's bean harvest time, and during the daytime, we're exporting all these beans. But he said when the workers go home and the dock everything shuts down, I'm being paid to stand here and guard these beans because in my country, beans are the same as cash.
Right.
I go, oh my goodness. Then so I was negotiating about buying some truckloads of beans. I actually have like 5 semi truckloads of beans. I bought beans in 100-pound sacks at first, then I started buying them in cheaper in the bulk.
Well, is there a shelf life on beans?
Before I made the purchase of the beans, a guy had handed me a emergency survival guide handbook. It had a chapter in it about beans that were found in a Hopi Indian cave in northern New Mexico. That the weeds had grown over the bushes over the front. They didn't know it was a cave in there. They discovered this cave in New Mexico, and they went through these bushes and they went in there and they found Indian artifacts and things that they determined estimated to be 700 years old, including a clay jar full of beans
Right.
that were 700 years old that would germinate and grow.
No way.
Then I learned and I heard about in Egypt, in tombs of pharaohs, they found wheat, ancient wheat that was 2,500-year old, estimated that it germinated and grew.
So the things you're stockpiling doesn't have an expiration
Well,
date.
it depends on how you do it. This is what I found out. This is very
Yes, sir.
important. There's 3 criteria you got to focus on. And if you do this properly, a seed has life in it.
Hmm.
It's got the DNA, it'll multiply. But before it will germinate, it's patiently like sleeping or waiting for 3 criteria: warmth, moisture, and light. So if you keep it dark, keep it dry, and keep it cool,
It's almost the same
it's
thing that keeps
almost
the human body alive, isn't it?
well, I don't know
You
how.
need warmth. You need moisture. What would be water? You can't survive
Yeah, you
without
can't
that.
wear water.
What was the other one?
Light.
Like without light, you're not going to survive.
Yeah, we're in the
Light
dark.
is part of you healing,
That's true.
right?
Yeah, you got a point there. Anyway, but
I'm sorry.
we also
I'm
need
sorry I
food. We
interrupted
also
you.
need to be fed. Now that seed don't need
Well,
to be
well, you
fed.
can tell I don't miss many meals. Yeah, they call me a lot of things, but they don't call me late for dinner.
Right.
Continue, sir.
So the bottom line is food is money. I'm trying to explain this to you. Right now we're watching the collapse of the dollar. I got a chart. I should have brought this chart in. I have it in my truck. I showed it on the Clay Clark video. It shows the Federal Reserve reporting the M1 money supply, and as the years went by, it shows the going up and up and up. But on the year, February 24th, 2020, it shot straight up to the top of the chart. The M1 money supply is how much cash is in circulation, right?
Hmm.
And it showed like goes clear back into the 70s. The chart
Uh-huh.
says they've been reporting it weekly, 52 times a week a year. And so they're reporting it 52 times a week a year for over 50 years. And the top of this chart, it says discontinued. Why? Because it shows that freaking chart shooting straight up for the sky. $18 trillion was put into circulation in the year 2020, same time the virus comes out, because this nation is under attack. We are being destroyed because there is this massive global world power who wants to establish global government. And they have officially declared the United States is in violation of international law because George W. Bush was sent in to attack Iraq. And that was all an orchestrated plan to make our country look bad That's why he went to the United Nations first to ask authorization so it could be denied. So when he goes in there and all these people die and the war's on and nothing's found, that Kofi Annan, Secretary General, did officially announce the United States is in violation of international law. This is what happened to Saddam at Desert Storm. They declared him in violation of international law, and he was in Kuwait. So at that time, they used George H.W. Bush to summon a military force of 750,000 troops, slam into Saddam and Kuwait. This is the first time I'm aware of that the global government demonstrated their military power to enforce international law. And now, what the prophecies in the Bible say in the book of Joel, chapter 2, it says, a large and mighty army, it is coming. An army is coming, the likes of which the world never seen before, and never be another one like it again in ages to come. And then it says, before them, the land lies like the Garden of Eden. Well, coincidentally, I know these scriptures. One evening, I turned on the Sacramento News. The reporters interviewing some farmers about a severe drought California was having when he made a statement that today, California is commonly referred to. It is the world's modern Garden of Eden. I go, oh my God, you think California, Doug, do you think California could get invaded with a large military force?
Pretty easily.
I'm
Sitting
saying,
off the coast right now.
I'm saying this is United Nations. International law enforcement is being orchestrated. They've been declaring that global war is coming one way or the other, either by consent, which is never going to happen with this
Right.
country, or by conquest. See, the conquest of our country has been they've been officially trying to orchestrate the conquest of this country for decades. Suddenly I recognize that free trade agreement where Ross Perot was running for president and he mentioned a great suck and sound, all these jobs that leave our country. I thought about that, and then when I came across the statement about World War II, Doug, it said in the beginning of World War II that the primary reason the United States prevailed over enemies is when Pearl Harbor got attacked. This country already had a powerful, established industrial base where we could make Mack trucks, Peterbilt, Kenworth, Freightliners. We're making Caterpillar tractor, John Deere, Case, Ferguson, Massey Ferguson, whatever.
Right.
But when we got attacked in Pearl Harbor, this massive industrial base that was already established instantly converted into mass-producing artillery, fighter jets, battleships.
Right.
We have a powerful industrial base. That's how we destroy our enemies. The globalists figured that out. They're not that stupid.
No.
And so they conspired to destroy our industrial base. And now in the Bible prophecies in Daniel 7, it talks about these four beasts that are four kingdoms rise up. The first one's the lion with wings of the eagle. We're the eagle. I got an eagle on my bolo tie because it says when we land on the moon, the eagles landed. We got eagles on all of our federal emblems. I go, the lion is England. I discovered an English coin with the queen on one side and a lion on the other. I go, you know what? We got a $quarter with George Washington on one side and the eagle on the other side. I go, the lion and the eagle, that's one world power, England, United States together. Here's the alarming part is the second beast is called the bear. It says the bear is told, rise up, go devour much flesh. I go, the bear is Russia. See, I wrote a little booklet here. I will send this booklet to anybody who emails me an address. When I get this when this booklet is mailed out for free, I print 10,000 of them at a time. I work hard for my money, but I'll give all of my money away to save this country, to save American lives.
God bless.
And I tell you what I know. What I know is so powerful. There's a scripture in the Bible that says, my people perish for lack of knowledge. I go, the knowledge that people are lacking that will cost them their lives, it could be the knowledge I have in this booklet. So if you want the booklet, all you do is you email endtime@biblically.com and send me an address, and this booklet will go in the mail to you right away.
Say that email address one more time.
The email address is endtime@biblically.com. It's BIBLICALLY.com. Means according to the Bible.
Absolutely. This gentleman shared with some great information with me yesterday. And I know we don't have all the Bibles out here, but in the book, you were going through it and you were showing me and how this is the end of times, and how you expect a nuclear war, and it's in the Bible.
It
Could you go
is.
through that what you told me yesterday a little bit, sir?
Okay, yeah. Well, when I came home from the hospital with a broken left arm, left leg, I opened the Bible and it said, "Lay on your left
Yes,
side,"
sir.
and then I had a shattered wrist. You can see the scars in my arm right here. This wrist was shattered, and on that day, with the arm swollen double its normal size, my leg was swollen double its normal size.
Hmm.
I said, God got my attention. I opened the Bible. Ezekiel 4 is saying, get a brick, put a wall up between you and the city, an iron plate, ramp, stockpile food, and it says an end is coming. And it says a
Well, what
disaster.
happened to your arm? We want to know the story.
Well, I slipped off a metal roof. I do.
No, how did it heal?
It healed just like it is. It healed over time.
You didn't have to get surgery
Oh
or
no, I
cast.
had surgery. I was unconscious
Oh,
for
okay.
3 days.
Oh, okay.
They put $3,000 worth of bolts in my arm and
You
leg.
can't go through a metal detector.
No, they took them out. But
Oh, okay. Oh, all right.
but I am healed. The Lord is our
Yeah,
healer.
yes, sir. Yes,
But
sir.
but it's a little crooked. I held my arm up to that orthopedic surgeon. And I go, you know what? I've been a real estate broker for a lot of years. You know what they teach you in real estate?
What's that?
The three most important things are. You know what they are, right? Real estate,
Oh, I don't sell real estate. I don't.
location, location, location.
Location.
They say
Same
that,
thing
right? You've
selling
heard that
cars.
before. You've heard that
Curb
before.
appeal and location.
Anyway, the bones ain't right in their right location. The hand's about a half inch off to this side here.
Well, you get to still use your arm.
It doesn't have no problem. There's
I
no
bet you when you
pain.
heard about it, that they were probably like, you might lose that
But
hand.
what I really know is that this is instructions for us, like Noah was given the plan to build an ark.
Right.
Because Ezekiel 7 goes on to say, an end is coming, a unique disaster. Behold, it is coming. And then, so I began to understand what is going to happen, because I backed up to Ezekiel chapter 1, where I read the scriptures, and it says, Ezekiel beheld a whirlwind coming out of the north, an immense cloud with flashing lightning, surrounded by brilliant light. Center of the fire looked like glowing metal.
Wow.
As I had my Bible open to Ezekiel chapter 1, I've been home about 3 days. This is mid-morning. There was a knock at my door. And the knock at the front door, I couldn't get up to answer the door. My leg was broke, so I hollered, come on in. An 80-year-old friend of mine comes walking in.
Right.
He comes around, he says, I heard you got hurt. I stopped to check on you, see how you doing. He pointed his finger at me, and he says, you don't look so good. I said, I'm not doing that great. My arm and leg are swollen. I'm in a lot of way. He sits on the couch. We start to visit. My Bible's open to Ezekiel 1. This is a strange story, because as he sits on the couch and my Bible's open to Ezekiel 1, I after we visited him, and I said, listen to this verse I was just reading. And I read it to him. And I said, what do you think about that? Could Ezekiel be describing a mushroom cloud? And he explained to me that he was in the South Pacific on a ship in the Navy. He's 80 years old. He spent 30 years in the Navy. He says, but his ship he was on was conducting nuclear bomb tests. And he said, when those bombs are about to detonate, every sailor on the ship, they were all ordered, tightly close your eyes, cover your eyes with your forearm. And he demonstrated to me like this, Doug. And he said, when that bomb went off, I could see the bones in my arm through my tightly closed eyes. The nuclear bomb emits such an brilliant light. But as he's explaining that to me, my eyes dropped back down to my Bible, and I saw the words in Ezekiel chapter 1, surrounded by brilliant light. See, my friend left my house that morning. I began sobbing, crocodile tears. I'm going, God, how's this happening to me? How's a guy knock on my door while my Bible's open to that passage? And I don't know who's at the door. It's unannounced. But he comes in, sits on the couch. We start to visit. I read him the scripture, and he explains this to me. I go, wow, God sent me a man to explain to me what that's like. I go, but how many men like that do you think are walking around? Find me another man who can say, I was there. I physically have witnessed nuclear bombs being exploded. I go, them men are very few and far between. You're not going to find another man. I don't know if there's one in 10,000 alive today or 100,000 or what it is.
Right.
But I guarantee you this, these kind of things don't happen except it's a God thing. Yes. It's a total astronomical odds. So the bottom line is things have been revealed to me. This is why I moved forward with a lot of passion, a lot of dedication, trying to warn people urgent This is the day of the Lord. It is coming.
Yes, sir.
It says urgent. Stockpile your supply. What we need to be doing, every American needs to pay attention right now. What I heard a military expert say is he said every time there's ever been a war and two opposing forces are engaged in a conflict, the side that always loses are the ones whose supplies are cut off. I go, oh
Truth.
my goodness, we got 300,000 shipping containers off the West Coast. We're having a massive shipping crisis. We can't get our supplies. Oh, go figure. What do you think's going on here, Doug?
It started.
This is war, brother. We are at war.
But in the same respect, could we be bankrupting China? That's all their stuff on them ships.
No, because what happens is it's like in a YouTube or like on a eBay. When you order something on eBay, you put your credit card in, you make the order, you make the purchase, then they put it in package and they send it to you. They ship it to you.
Right.
I don't think nothing gets put on them shipping containers. They don't load them up and send them across the Pacific Ocean to come to our country, but what they got paid for it first. So it's our money sitting in them containers off the West Coast, and we are not getting our supplies that we paid for before
right. We should never be dependent on another nation to supply our country. And we got away from that with a couple of presidents ago when they started buying everything from China. And, I'm not going to toot the horn, but Trump was trying to get more companies to produce products and paid companies to stay in our country.
Toot that horn, brother. Toot it.
I mean, he was bringing business back to this country. He was fixing things the right way.
He was.
So, Pedo Joe is not doing nothing but destroying our nation.
Yeah, because we are actually, you see, I heard a psychologist make a statement. He said, often when a perpetrator of a crime commits a crime, then they will immediately begin hollering and yelling, look at what they did. Look, and they start accusing everybody else. I go, the crime that I'm talking about that got committed was November 3rd, 2020. That was insurrection. Insurrection, you look it up in the dictionary, it's overthrowing an existing constitutional government. On November 3rd, 2020, that was the fall of the United States constitutional government of the people, by the people, for the people, because the ballot box is all about what the foundation of our country was. They overtook our government. Our government's been overthrown. War has started. Who's running this country right now is not the government of the people. It's the government of our enemies have taken over our country. That's why our borders are being overrun. That's why they shut down the pipeline.
That's absolutely correct. I think all the people, and we're on YouTube, so I won't get deep into that part. But they work for us. What happened to the part about we elected you and put you in office? You work for us. They're not supposed to be telling us what to do, what our health concerns are. We're supposed to be born of free will, aren't we?
Well, but when you say we elected you, we put you in office, I have to question.
You got question if they
I'm questioning
self-appointed anyway, right?
I think I'm questioning whether any of these elections are valid, and if any of these people, if Biden wasn't elected and he got in office, like in Nevada, we have a governor called Sisolak, and he's a sissy. And he's pushing this pandemic and shut all our casinos down, everything. I go, he's as deep state as they get.
Right.
These Democrats are being used as tools. I don't believe they say Nevada became a blue state. I'm saying, you know what? This Nevada, where's red-blooded patriotic Nevadans as you will ever find?
Well, I think you're finding that out as we tour the country with Clay, and we find out more and more that how many people are actually not divided, have come together as patriots that want to stand up for this country, want to stand up to their rights under the Constitution that are being violated every single day.
No, we are united, Doug. You and me and a lot of us are united.
Yes,
but
sir.
Our nation, nation is intentionally being divided. There's families. I met a guy who I delivered something to him. He said his neighbors. And we started talking about this stuff. He says he's got two neighbors who've been best friends for like 20 years, but one of them got vaccinated, one of them didn't get vaccinated.
And now they won't talk to each other.
They say, you got vaccinated, you're an idiot. You're not getting vaccinated. No, you're the idiot. No, they won't talk to each other no more. This is being used to divide our country.
If you want, here's what it is. And we don't normally use that trigger word on here. But I'll tell you this. It's your choice do what you want. If you want to walk out in the traffic, that's your choice. If you don't want to check what you're putting in your body before you put it in, know that God's DNA is in your body, and when you put that foreign substance in your body, it's subject to change your DNA.
You're talking about that trigger word starting with a V?
Yeah.
We don't say that. We just say that V word.
Yeah, because when you're on YouTube, that's a trigger word.
Okay.
But what I'm trying to say is God's DNA is in all our bodies.
That's right.
And when you put that foreign substance in your body
Poison.
and you don't even know what it is, asking them to hope that, like when you get a medication and it comes in a box, there's a little a pamphlet inside that discusses what that medication does. Ask them for that pamphlet. It's completely a white page. There's nothing on it.
They won't tell you nothing.
There's some horrible things in it that are just killing people. And you got to be smarter than just let somebody do that. And just because somebody tells you on the vision that it's good for you doesn't mean it's good for you. We will be deceived. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely.
We are being deceived.
And one of the things the Bible is talking about is happening right now is the Daniel 8:12 is a verse that says, and the truth was thrown to the ground.
Wow.
I go, oh my goodness, I ain't never seen anything like it happening like it's happening right now. I go, they're not just throwing the truth to the ground, they're throwing it on the ground and they're stomping and stomping on it. The truth. Now we're here to spread the truth, brother.
Well, that here's what it is. God loves the truth. He hates a liar.
That's right.
And you know, if you're telling the truth, you never have to change your story, right?
Nope.
If you're a liar, you're constantly changing your story, and when it gets to the next person, that somehow has something added onto it, and somehow
it keeps evolving.
yeah. But what the truth never changes.
Nope, it don't get old either. The Bible is 2,500 years old. So it still is as accurate and valid today as it was then. And what we're seeing with China is we saw the Elon Musk. I'll back up a little. Elon Musk 18 months ago at the World Economic Forum made a simple speech. In his speech, he said the United States has to maintain the position as the world leading economy for one reason. So whoever's in that position as the world leading economy, they will be the world leading military power. Well, Putin said about a month ago, I seen that. I watch stuff about Putin all the time. He said China's already passed the United States up as the world leading military power. Well, we know on other information I came across, they said China been using 3 R's. They rob American intellectual property, rob our patented designs, our products. Then they make a Chinese replica. They make a cheap Chinese imitation version of an American product. Then they put it out on the world marketplace to replace it. It's rob, replicate, and replace.
That's right.
And so now Putin is saying we've already been passed up as world leading economy. China's now ahead of us, according to him. And so the world leading military power is the world leading economy. China's in the prophecy about being an army of 200 million, Revelation 9. Bloomberg News a while back, I heard him. I'm talking quite a while back. They said China has a young male population estimated 150 million. Well, their general population 101.5 billion. Then another piece of information I come across, they were talking about Afghanistan, how large of a military force they had, and they made a statement. A statement I heard a military expert say was no country's ever formed an army greater than 10% of the general population of the country. So here you see the numbers fit. 150 million is 10% of 1.5 billion. And then an army of 200 million can form. It don't have to all come from one nation. But this is a ways out still. But the Chinese are going to rise up. This day of the Lord that's coming, and Daniel is talking about the bears told to rise up and devour much flesh. I go, well, the bears told? Now, the bear would be Russia. Now, Russia, the leader of Russia is Putin. And I don't see Putin as the man anybody telling him what to do.
No.
Because he's a boss man, right? But if the United Nations organizes and authorizes a military takedown of this country because we've been officially declared in violation of international law by attacking other countries and for unjustifiable reasons, no weapons of mass destruction are found. So they've been orchestrating all this. So they got the whole stages set where they can justify forming a military action, deceiving nations into believing they're on the side of what's right, that this United States is the one going around the world causing all the destruction and the chaos, and that we got to be taken down. So everybody wants to have world peace, and that's a simple fact. Nobody wants war, but they're going to believe that if the new world order is established, then there'll be world peace everywhere. but it's really a plan to enslave all of mankind, put an RFID chip into every human being. Where like
Not
the
me.
like the rock and roll song says, every move you make, every breath you take, we'll be
Right.
watching you belong to me. No, we're there. We're moving forward. The mark of the beast you can't buy or sell without this mark of the beast or being part of a global digital economy. But the apocalyptic economy is going to be moving forward with under the table economy of using real precious metal, silver and gold, and the dollar will become useless and destroyed.
Well, God's money is gold and silver. It's in the
That's
Bible.
right.
And, well, yeah,
In fact,
pretty much. That's why I stocked up on silver.
yeah, and silver and gold are going to be easily recognizable as American junk silver, they call it, where it's pre 1964, which reminds me of what information I verified is that Kennedy was killed. JFK issued an executive order of June of 1964 to the Department of Treasury. It's Executive Order 11110 that he ordered the Department of Treasury by paper and ink. He began to print United States notes. The United States notes he printed were 4.7 billion in cash and 63. That's a lot of money.
Yes.
And so that's in June. But by November, his brains are blowed out. I found out that who was in charge of the of getting rid of Kennedy was George H.W. Bush,
Absolutely.
high in the CIA.
Well, he was the head of the CIA back
He's a
then.
freaking criminal.
Well, the Bush family are Nazis. They changed their name.
I hadn't heard that, but I don't doubt it for 1 minute. Yeah, it was
Bushheiser
or something.
Yeah, they're from over that way.
I did come across that information somewhere.
They did change their name when that family came to this country. The Nazis are here in the United States.
Oh yeah.
And you better know it. They came from World War II over here. And you want to know somebody that knows a lot about that? That's Mel K. I don't know if she's still sitting there. She knows an enormous amount of how them people are here in our country now.
Wow. No, anyway, what I learned about George H.W. Bush is he is behind the orchestrated murder of Kennedy, covered up with Harvey Lee Oswald, Jack Ruby, and then the bankers, the ones who ordered the killing of JFK, the ones who make the money, own the Federal Reserve Banking. Right. They didn't want anybody making
That's
the money.
That's the Rothschild family.
Yeah, exactly. They held up a Kennedy made a United States note. When they held that money up, they looked at it, they go, "Are you kidding me? Kennedy's making the money? Hey, he got to be stopped. Ain't nobody gonna make that money but us." It's all about the money. See, the Bible says the love of money, the root of all evil. These people their roots go so deep into evil, it's unfreaking believable. The more you learn about, the deeper down that rabbit hole you go, the more of them red pills you swallow. You can't. Once you've been red pilled, you're done. You can't get back. Yeah, no going back.
We live in some uncertain times right now,
but truth is like a gold nugget. I'm from Nevada. They got miners out there. Nobody got a gold nugget unless the miners spend a lot of time digging for it. I tell everybody the truth is like a gold nugget. You want to find the truth, you got to spend some time digging. You dig for that truth and you will find it.
Absolutely. So we were talking yesterday and you were saying how we were going to lose billions of people through the process. I said, will there be, is it end times? And you said not so much end times. You spoke about so many will be killed by the sword. So many will be killed by the nuclear. So many will be killed by this. Could you go over that a little bit?
I will go over it. I'll be happy to explain it clearly. Ezekiel 5 says a third of the people in the house of Israel will perish in cities of famine and plague. Another third will perish in the country by the sword. And 1/3 who survive, they will flee to the mountains where wild beasts will be a problem. See, Ezekiel 5 verse 9 has a powerful statement. It says, because of the abominations or idols in the land, the Lord is coming to do what's never been done before and will never be done again. When I read that statement, my brain went into a brain freeze. I locked up. I go, oh, I'm trying to process it. And I'm trying, what can he be talking about? And then I began to understand one of the descriptions. One of the ways you analyze it is it mentions the sword, the famine, the plague, and the wild beasts. Those are included in the description of what's coming. And then I found in Ezekiel 14, it repeats it again. There's 4 judgments. The Lord has 4 judgments: sword, famine, plague, and wild beast. And what's so powerful about getting insight into this information is you go to read Revelation 6, where the four horsemen come out of the riders of the apocalypse. The scroll, the seals open, out come these four horsemen. At the end, after it mentions the four horsemen, at the end of the description of them, it does say that the four horses have been given power to kill by one by sword, famine, plague, and wild beast, totally connecting. The four horses are connected to Ezekiel 5, but when you analyze it carefully, if a third of the people are perishing in cities of famine and plague, and another third are perishing in the country by the sword, I go, what? How come no one in the city is dying of the sword? Well, it doesn't say anyone in the city dying of the sword. And nobody in the country is dying of famine or plague. I go, what? So I began to realize it actually is logical. Cities have been nuked. A city that has glowing radiation all around it in that area. The plague is in the city. It doesn't go to the country. Nobody in the country dying by the plague, only by the sword. I go, this plague, a biblical prophecy, is not contagious. It's limited to the area of the city because it's radiation sickness. And that's what happens when the city gets nuked. There's radiation everywhere. But if you're in a city that's nuked and you survive the initial blast and you hunker down in a parking car garage, subway tunnel or something, then you sit there wasting away. It says that in Ezekiel 4. They will waste away. They will become appalled at the sight of one another. And father will eat his son, son will eat his father. I go, that could actually happen. I go, at first I couldn't believe it. I go, how could this happen? And then I realized if you were trapped in your, say you had a home in nearby city where skyscrapers were and the bombs went off, your windows blew out, you wake up in the middle of the night, and then you dive down into your cellar and you're fine down in there because you're safe from the radiation. The plague won't get you.
Right.
But as you stay down there and time passes, you start starving. There's no food.
That's right.
It says in the city there'll be famine or plague that people die from. But out in the country, the plague and the famine are not so much. There may be food shortage, but people will eat the horses if they have to, and they eat their family dog if they have to.
Woo.
Whatever. I mean, to tell you, the food there won't be. There will be fighting. The sword is in the country, but it says the survivors will be in the mountains. You want to get away from all the people. You want to find
we've
some.
Been hearing to get out of the big cities. Get out of the big cities.
It's totally, because it's the story of Lot and Sodom and Gomorrah. The angel told Lot, get out of the city. He just got out just in time. And now I'm going to tell you the time. You could stay in the city right up to this point in time. It's described in Scripture. Jesus said, when summer's near, it's at the door. No one knows the day or the hour. He says, learn a lesson from the fig tree. When the branches are tender and the leaves come out, you know summer's near. He says, and then he says the word when. The word when is like $100 billion word. You want to pay attention to when somebody says when. There's another when in Isaiah 33 where it says, woe to you, destroyer, you've never been destroyed. It says, when you stop destroying, you will be destroyed. That scripture is got the United States nailed. We are the destroyer. There's no other power on earth with our destructive capability that uses it. We've never been destroyed, and we're stopping. In fact, President Trump announced the war on terror is over. He also started bringing the troops home. That's withdrawing our troops and stopping.
Right.
And then Biden takes over. He starts doing everything opposite of Trump. Trump trying to build a border wall. Biden's having the borders overrun.
So he automatically cancels all that.
And then
independent for oil cuts off the whole top line.
Biden did everything opposite of Trump except for one thing. He too also bringing troops home from Afghanistan.
And all the wrong way.
Yeah, the wrong way, because it said, I heard a military expert make this simple statement. He said, every time there's ever been a war, two opposing forces are engaged in a conflict. Side always loses, the ones whose supplies are cut off. So they cut off our fighting men from the tools they need to do their job. They separated our men from the tools they need to do their job in Afghanistan, left all that equipment. They basically supplied our enemies with the equipment they need to come at this country in an attack that's imminent.
Look, let's take a quick break right now. I want to run a commercial, and we'll come right back. All right, guys, don't forget, we're at in Dallas, Texas, and we're going to take a commercial break right here. And give me just a second while I get this commercial out and get this off the screen. But we're at the ReAwaken America Tour in Dallas, Texas. And this is some fantastic information we're learning right here. guys and girls, don't forget to support Mike Lindell. To me, he's the number one patriot in this country. He spent millions and millions of dollars telling the truth. Use Frog News code for the holidays. Mike helps support the Frog News Network. And we got another one of his commercials right here.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, the CEO of MyPillow. Cancel culture has not only affected myself and MyPillow, but also millions of you out there. Well, my employees and I want to personally thank each and every one of you for all your support, and we want to pass the savings directly on to you. At MyPillow, we have hundreds of products, including my new slippers, bathrobes, sleepwear, and my new beds. We are offering the best gifts ever for the best prices ever. For example, you get my new towels with proprietary technology, which makes them not only soft, but absorbent. Towels that work. What a concept. They're made with USA cotton and they come in a variety of awesome colors. My 6-piece towel set is regularly $109.99, now just $39.99 with your promo code. So go to mypillow.com now and use the promo code on your screen or call the 1-800 number below to receive this exclusive offer. Thank you and God bless.
Let me get this one in here real quick because Life Wave here, guys. Let me get Mike off there. Bear with me here a second. Oops. Yep, that's my car. How you like that?
That's nice.
When it's drivable, I'm not going to drive 1,800 miles on an old police car. Though.
No.
And don't forget that, guys, X39, my independent distributor for LifeWave also. And a little testimony for you from one of our let me get that banner back off. And
Hey everyone, my name is Elizabeth Ritchie. I wanted to thank Doug for introducing me and my husband to the LifeWave X39 patches. These patches are revolutionizing. They've totally transformed my life. I've only been using it for 3 days. My husband just started his today. And I just want to say a big thank you again to Doug for helping us out with this. Thank you.
all right, guys, we're back. And we'll talk a little bit more to our buddy here about the book he's written. Get you hooked up here. There you go. And we're back from a short commercial break. They just bring some more food out, so there's more people in the room. I always said the best place at a convention is next to the food or next to the toilet. Everybody's got to go to either one. So we're real busy in here. So where do you see us going from here? I mean, what do you think's about to happen next?
Well,
are we going to see the 1,000 years of peace?
Yes, we are.
Is the jubilation coming?
It's absolutely essential that people understand we have hope. We have the most glorious future beyond imaginable. We're going to see, we're in what's called birth pains right now.
Okay.
Birth pains are escalating, and the intensity of the birth pains increase until there's pressure sufficient to rupture the sac of amniotic fluid, called breaking of the water. At that point, any woman who's ever had birth pain will tell you the pain becomes immense.
Right.
When the water breaks, the birthing is on, and that breaking of that seal of sac of amniotic fluid is the seals in Revelation 6, where the 4 horses come out. The first horse comes out is a white horse with the voice of thunder. The white horse is depicting the blinding white light of the nuclear bombs going on. The thunder is the sound of the bombs going off. This is the day of the Lord, described in as the large and mighty army is coming. The second horse immediately follows, red with a sword, has power to take peace from the earth. That means war. World War III had busted wide open. The third horse is got a scale, black horse, measuring the wheat, a day's wages for 1 quart of wheat. This verifies that in Isaiah 33, it says right in Isaiah 43 that the fear of the Lord is the key to the treasure. At that time, It's going to be EMP. The highways will be deserted. There'll be no travelers on the road. EMP stops all traffic. It stops all communication. It'll stop all banking. The Bible talks about a day comes when no man can work. For those of you who are like me, are working and working and working, and we're burned out, look forward to there's a day coming when you can just sit at home, hopefully not in the dark, because you got your own off-grid solar system going, which I recommend. But we are going to see an EMP attack. It is being described in Scripture. I also watched a video of the daughter of Suleimani on at her father's funeral after the drone killed Soleimani. The daughter speaking to what was said was estimated crowd of 1 million angry Iranians, all chanting death to America. And she said, what the United States had done to my father, they're going to pay. Revenge must happen. She says, we will flatten their spider web. That dark days are coming. Okay, so the talk is on the other side of the world. I tell Americans that don't understand, like, you can't look at this mainstream media for nothing. But in our country today, picture a football game where you got a football field. The team's getting ready to make a play. One team's on the line, the other team's in a huddle. What team on the line wouldn't like to get over in that huddle and hear what's going on?
That's absolutely correct.
I go, well, I'm in the huddle on the other side of the world. I spend a lot of time I got my ear listening to what's going on the other side of the world by digging and by research, like mining for the truth,
Right.
trying to hear what Putin's saying, what other foreign news agencies are saying. And this is how you find out what the enemies are planning, because it's an intelligent thing to do, is to try to get inside the mind of your enemies and see what's going on in their mind. And this is what they're planning. And I think Mark Levin just had a video out a few minutes, and he talked to a lady from India was talking on it. It's only like a 5-minute video. It said, imminent threat is real. So, the Ted Koppel book, Lights Out, he wrote it like 10 years ago, New York Times bestseller. I've read that book. I've been buying a lot of solar equipment. I got inverters, deep cycle batteries. And all
Really?
that stuff.
You got all this stuff?
I got lots of it.
You're a prepper.
I went to an auction.
You're a prepper.
I went to an auction, about 20 trailers all set up with batteries, inverters, and generators.
20 trailers.
20
What'd you
of
do?
them.
Hit the lottery?
$250 million. I spent $250,000 on these equipment.
What's your address? I'm moving over there, so when it hits the fan, I know I'm good. He's got tractor trailers full of wheat.
No, I've been trying to distribute them. I don't want them. I didn't get them all from. It was an auction.
Right. I got you.
And I bought it. The auction was closing. Are you going to bid on it or not?
Right.
And
They're deep cycle batteries you bought?
No, they're 48 volt. Some of this equipment never been put into service. It goes back, but it's been sitting parked. There was a big bankruptcy sale.
Oh, gotcha.
And so I do advocate preparing, totally being prepared, and have a plan to get out away from a lot of people, be rural, and be in the country, be in the mountains. The people in the country dying by the sword. There's a scripture that says, in those times the wicked among you will rise up. Picture in your mind. We've all seen these mentally ill people walking down the sidewalk, grumbling and mumbling, talking to themselves or something.
Right.
Look at the demon-infested people. I go, maybe they've been in prison for domestic violence or whatever kind of problem.
Right.
But they mind their P's and Q's because they know anybody could dial 911. They don't want no trouble. They just want to. They're trouble, walking trouble. But on the day the EMP takes place, cell phones go down. And then these people, all of a sudden, they'll hold their phone up and they'll go, "Whoa, you mean nobody can dial 911? You mean that means I could do anything I want to anybody and nothing could stop me now?"
Right.
And there's a verse in the Bible that says, in those times, the wicked among you will rise up. I go, at that time, that's when you will have to become a blessed man. You know how you become a blessed man? The Bible says, blessed are the peacemakers. You will have to be making the peace yourself. That's what they call a Colt 45. Peacemaker.
Peacemaker.
I start realizing, look, peace don't just happen. The word peace maker means somebody had to make it happen. Like an apple pie don't just form on a windowsill by
Right,
itself.
right,
Somebody had to
right.
make that apple pie. I go, you have to make peace where within your realm of influence, wherever you are, there you're going to have to say, I ain't tolerating no BS. You understand? Nobody, I'm not going to put up with nobody abusing nobody else. It ain't going to happen within my presence.
Right.
And we will be required at that time to make peace, keep the peace, and everybody around us will understand the freaking Doug is not going to tolerate nobody abusing nobody else. It ain't going to happen.
No.
And you will be the peacemaker. That means you're a blessed man. Blessed are the peacemakers.
Well, we're going to have to wrap things up.
Okay.
We've been doing 15-minute interviews. This was so interesting. We went on 50 minutes. And I really want to thank you for coming by. Hey, once again, let me tell people how to get that book and how they can email you again. Guys, you need to read this book. You need to find out all this is in the Bible.
This book is based on biblical scriptures, talk about political events that are happening. But I will send you the book free. Send me an email to endtime@biblically.com. That's ENDTIME at biblically, BIBLICALLY.com. And send me an address, and I will put. It costs me $1. I don't care. I want people to know. They need to know. The Bible says, "My people perish for lack of knowledge." The knowledge in this book. This is the knowledge that people need to have. Serious stuff, powerful stuff. God bless you. Thanks for tuning in.
All right, guys, we are at the Reawakening Tour. It's not actually in Dallas. It's in Frisco, Texas. It's at a giant church in here in Frisco. And I'd be lying to you if I knew the address and where exactly we are, because I'm from the East Coast and I'm totally lost. Google got me here. You can go to Clay's website and reawakentour.com and go over to Clay's website. And if you do buy tickets, make sure you use the frog as your code. But I'd say right now, yesterday, there was about 2,500. There's probably over 3,000 people here right now. This is an enormous church. Yeah. It really is.
Elevate Life.
Elevate Life Church in Frisco, Texas. Come on out. You're more than welcome to come out and hear all these great speakers. Just some amazing people that I continue to meet out here. I'm going to take myself out of the stream just for a minute while I go ask a real important person, will they do a 15-minute interview? And if they do agree to it, y'all are going to be real surprised who this is. But anyways, I want to thank you once again, Everett.
My pleasure. Thank you,
man. You're a blessing, man. When he met me yesterday, I was sitting in the chair across the room from here, and he said, "I feel like you're my brother, and I just met you, and I knew I'd met the right man to come on my show because we keep everything spiritual and we keep God first."
That's right. Amen.
All right, guys. So I'm gonna take about a 5-minute break. Please don't go nowhere. I'll be back quickly, and I don't know if this person's getting ready to go on Ann Vanderseel's show or not, but I'm going to at least ask. All right, we'll talk to y'all later. And I'll be back within 5 minutes. Hey, guys, I'm back. Are you supposed to wait? Yup. I was headed over to ask Mel K would she come on for a 15-minute clip, but she was sitting over there for the last hour. Man, what do you got, a bong? Hey, come here and see if I can get this guy in the picture. Check him out. He's a frog. Not a leprechaun. Look, he's got a frog sticker on. Anyway, what do you got there, man?
Part-time frog. That's why I didn't know the fully reliable thing.
What is that?
I help people breathe again under any circumstance. So
Really?
I say, what about
It's an
asthma?
nebulizer.
What about COVID? What about?
Right.
So this is a sound. I invented this. This is a.
Hold on, guys. Here's our next guest.
Put this on. Let's go. That kills. I brought my notes.
Check. All right, our next guy is a frog. Now, he came by earlier and we talked, took a picture together. Somebody said, you got to meet this guy. He's a frog. You can put it around back just like the other gentleman had it on. Check. Can you hear everything?
Howdy.
All right. You can, you don't have to hold that. It should take, you should be able to put that up there and this under there like that. You should be all right. You can make that smaller just by pushing it together.
How about that?
Well, whatever's comfortable for you. Just don't break my headphones. They're a couple of $150.
Yikes.
Nothing's cheap. If you got.
All right, I'm in.
All right, here we go. Introduce yourself to our crowd. You are on the Frog News Network. Our people in the chat are the Froganites, and we have Patriots in are also joining us. On YouTube, we have over 8 million views. I know right now it doesn't show a lot of people on, but we just come on periodically today as we're not on a regular schedule here. We're at the ReAwakening tour, the Dallas event for Clay Clark. And we're just on the fly interviewing people. I was just telling everybody, give me 5 minutes. I'm about to run over here and ask Mel, will she come on the show? And she was over there for an hour, and I get up and I look, and she's gone. So, and then the frog man passed by and I asked him, was he giving out bong hits or what over here? I wasn't quite sure.
We're going to do some hookah today. Some holy hookah.
Holy hookah. So explain, tell us, tell our listeners your name, sir.
Hi, I'm Phil H.H., and I'm known as the Breathe Again Man.
You're also on Telegram, you said, right?
Right, and my channel is Trump Lung 7. Don't spell it wrong, and don't put any spaces or you'll never find it. It's a capital T R-U-M-P, not capital T R-U-M-P, but capital T R-U-M-P, capital L-U-N-G, the number 7. No,
All right.
No spaces.
Tell us more about yourself and why you're dressed up like a frog.
All right, so I was horribly sick all of the Obama years. Not only was I sick of him, but I was also sick in my bronchioles. And so I was like, I literally prayed a prayer, and included in my prayer was, I'm willing to inhale something. So my prayer was, God, please teach me how to kill this green stuff that keeps coming back at me and recurring over 10-year
You're
period.
speaking like I have bronchitis, and
Yes.
they cure that. They have to give you steroids that makes you gain weight. Then you have to take antibiotics, and you have to use an inhaler.
Hey,
I've had that for years, and I usually catch bronchitis when I'm around animals.
Oh, you mean you get triggered?
Yes,
So the real problem is something's probably living in your lungs or sinuses or whatever.
parasites.
Yeah, or hey, there's a whole long list of them. So there's mold, mildew, yeast, fungus, virus, bacteria, GMO, and proteins. Yay! You have to add one to
Sounds
it.
like I went to a gynecologist.
Oh my goodness! I hope that they don't use a speculum in your mouth. And I was all,
Oh my God, we're trying to have fun. You know what I mean?
So I'm holding this up because I ain't taking my hat off. It's too cool of a hat to take off. You know what I mean?
I got you, man. And his head's too small for the headphones.
Yeah,
Well, we're making it work. The cowboy guy made it work. We'll make it work. So, you went through all those trials and tribulations with. Was it bronchitis or did you have asthma?
No, it was something living in my lungs.
There was
And,
something. There was
And so
a little man with a big hammer in there trying to get out.
it was a whole
green man.
It was a whole tribe, a colony of green stuff. And
Colony of frogs.
It could be. I was thinking that maybe it was something that changed colors, so that would be a chameleon.
Oh,
Yellow,
my.
clear, green.
Yeah.
So that's not a frog, right? It's a chameleon.
Right.
So it wasn't a good frog. It was a bad guy.
So after all this time, this kept coming back, and you had these recurring problems. You went to the doctor, and it sounds like what I told some of the same remedies they gave me, they gave you.
Well, he told me go lay down in the hospital bed, and I'll tell you what's in your lungs. And I said, can I just cough it up right here? And he's like, no. And I said, well, I'm not going to your hospital bed. I'm out of here. So I didn't want that. I didn't want to go through their gamut. This is over 5.5 years ago. So
why?
So I prayed the prayer, and God answered by giving me a research gift, hence the white hat. But it's a volunteer white hat, so don't get any crazy ideas.
Okay.
You know, don't get any crazy ideas.
Yeah, I got you.
All right, so I'm a volunteer, and I have a lot of information, and that's why my headphones don't fit. They just fall off my head. They just can't handle it. So, so I prayed the prayer, and then this research gift came, and then all of a sudden I found myself building a laboratory in a barn, and I hooked up running water, and I had hot and cold running water and 2 stainless steel sinks, and I had a stove and no air conditioning. And I bought the finest lab equipment and all the supplies. And I one day realized, hey, this is like second nature. I'm not like wondering what I do to build a lab. I'm like, how did I know how to build a lab?
Really?
I've never even had a meth lab. I mean, come on. I don't know how to build a lab. So I built this lab, and then I made the formula. And it's not what you think. When you smell my formula, you're going to think, oh, essential oils, I just love them. No, it's not. It's a golden seal tea, really stout. I mean, like, you can't drink it. I'd give you $100 if you could down a cup of it.
Oh.
Okay, and then silver, 20 parts per million, colloidal silver. And lime, the mineral lime, like you're going to build a building, you put out the lime.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all brought into solution. Oh, and then there is zinc. So I second nature brought all these things into a perfect liquid, triple filtered it, inhaled it, and shouted out loud, I can breathe again. It was just me and God, so nobody heard it but me and God. But that's what I named the company, was Breathe Again. And so I'm telling you, less than 1 minute of inhaling this stuff, I was clear.
Really?
I coughed up some scary stuff, though.
I'm going to get with you. I'm going to get that because I ain't going to catch bronchitis no more if I got that right.
Yeah. Are you sick and tired of being sick and tired?
I'm sick and tired.
All right. Well, you got to be sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Yeah, I'm sick and tired of sick and tired.
All right. Well, this is what you do. You got to inhale stuff. All right. So we'll start off with inhaling things. So the formula tasted really bad. It worked really good. So I added 8 essential oils, and 4 of them are really pleasant. So I use those.
Take a free sample if you want.
To make
There's
the formula
in there.
Taste better and a better after experience. Like if you made a nasal spray with it, which I do.
Read the literature. It's a remarkable product.
And thank you for interrupting our interview. That's awesome. He's like, what?
So, I have to plug my sponsor. They flew me out here. So let's continue on with your contraption.
All right. Plug your sponsor. Go ahead. You've did it.
I read you did. X39. Don't forget the LifeWave patches that are changing lives. Stem cell technology.
Not from babies. All right. So,
Jesus are you related to the vaccine police?
I just drink a cup of coffee. This is going to be a disaster. I'm like, and then people will watch and say, that guy's a little nutty, but I like him. Okay, so
that's what they thought about the vaccine police. There he is.
All right.
Don't start talking about vaginas on my show.
And stop inhaling.
Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
And guy, go put your bleach in the laundry room.
So we're trying to have fun, guys, because we live in such a serious time. It's no joke.
Everybody drink a cup of coffee and laugh with us.
Yeah.
All right. And
well, continue on with your you were in a barn. You started to make whiskey, but it turned out to be
a formula from God. All right, like literally. So I used to own a health food store, so I already had this shopping list of what I wanted to inhale.
Right.
Then I just had to prove it was the right idea.
Right.
But I really didn't know enough of that information but the research gift, yes. So I was able to go, yes, I want that in there, and here's how to bring it into solution. And so I learned what to put in the formula. Then I had to learn about each stage along the way, like how do you distill water? So I had to buy distilled water, and then I hated it because it was made in plastic containers and stuff. So then I got a stainless steel distiller that drips into glass, and so okay. Anyways, I'm very meticulous. If you're worried about that, right? And here's my fingernails. See, They're clean. All right, and I'm the one that makes the formula and the machines. Long story short, I added the good tasting essential oils, and the formula was like, wow, this is really good. And then I added a few really bad tasting ones like oregano. I had to put a little bit of oregano in there because it's just amazing. And then I put tea tree. That's pretty bad too, but it's amazing. And then rosemary. Ooh, yuck. But it's amazing. So you just have to put them in there and put less of them.
Right.
And so that's what I did. And here's the formula. Ta-da. Here's the machine. Well, this is the machine, not the formula. Okay, don't get confused. This is the machine that I built.
This is the bong.
Boom. All right, so I'm going to plug it in and get a breathing treatment. All right, so.
Really? It's
Yeah.
like in a nebulizer?
It is. This is a nebulizer. Put a W in the middle of it.
Like, doesn't smell bad.
No, it's actually pleasant. Pull the hose over.
Oh, I'm not putting my mouth around that thing.
No, don't touch your mouth to it. Nasty. This is called a mask-free treatment. You just get near it. That's all. Yeah. Yeah, see? It's not scary.
I'm cured.
Yes.
No, it's not that bad at all.
No, it's not bad. Not bad at all. So you get, it's just bouncing all around. I'm going to change gears here. I'm going to change it over to the little nozzle.
The little nozzle.
All right. So
we were working with a big nozzle.
And now we're going to go micro.
Micro nozzle. Are y'all following along with this?
They're making everything smaller. So here we go.
My lawyer's watching.
Dude, did you know there's bricks behind us? We're Masons now, dude. Oh, no.
There's no Illuminati stuff.
I always said I'll never film in front of bricks, and here I am. Bah. All right.
But this could be, let me see, one.
They're not the right kind of bricks.
4, 5.
Oh, these are God's bricks.
13, that'd be the 13 colonies.
Yes, yes. And God made them. They're not made at Acme.
That's right. There we go.
All right. We're not Masons. Thank you, Lord. All right. And God bless all the Masons out there. Please repent and come to Jesus. All right.
They said they love me, Doug. They can't spell my name, but they love me.
Love you, Doe?
Yeah, well, I'm a big doughy guy.
They love you?
Yeah.
What about me? Come on.
Don't be selfish.
All right. We just met. Don't slobber on me yet. All right. Okay, so this is a machine that I built with that research gift. See, I told you I had one. Boo-hoo.
He's cooking lava or something.
So
and I took a base head.
Oh, I forgot to tell you there's something extra in the machine. I put hydrogen peroxide in there. We're high on oxygen. Woo! Woo! I'm starting to remember things from my childhood.
Could you actually, let me ask you this question. Seriously, now, I know we're joking around. Could you actually just have that thing running in your room? Remember when you were a kid, you had the Vicks vaporizer?
Yeah.
Could that just run in your room?
Sure.
Or would it run out of, how long will the stuff you put in, is it a liquid you put in, or is it like a little packet, look like tea you put in? What puts the nutrients in the water, whatever you're doing there?
Okay, so the formula comes in one of those dark amber bottles that looks scary.
Uh-huh.
And you pour it in there full strength.
Uh-huh.
And it's actually called X4. So it's 4 times stronger than my first time I made it.
Right.
Because when I made it the first time, I inhaled it and I went, wimp. Then I doubled up on it, and then I said, that's better, but not what I was looking for. Then I doubled it again. I'm like, holy crap, I'm coughing up stuff. That's what I want. I want to cough up stuff.
Right.
I don't want to just get a nice feeling. You know, I want to get a napkin out, man. I want the stuff to come out.
Right.
And so it's called X4. So it's 4 times more concentrated than the first time I made it. And so you just pour it in there full strength, and look how easy it is to pour it in. Watch. And then
okay, so what's bubbling in there? Just water? Distilled water?
This thing runs on sound technology.
We better not stop talking.
Yeah.
No.
So hopefully it won't mess up our audio. So down inside there's like a waterproof speaker with a ceramic disc as the
yeah.
And it sings a beautiful song to the water in there, the liquid, whatever's in there.
Uh-huh.
And it dances it into a fog. And then I have a fan over here that's made out of bottle caps and a fan. It's literal. I was like, isn't that hilarious? Check it out.
Wow.
This is about to be 3D printed because I'm exhausted. So there it is.
So you're in the process of getting like molds made up so you can mass produce it.
Yes, because I'm tired. And I've burned myself so many times with hot glue. So that's the fan. And then I've recycled some nebulizer parts, which are going to be dinosaurs shortly because of me. Yes. So do you see the T in there? That's the nebulizer part. And then this thing glued right here. How about if I just move this down a little bit? There we go. Sorry,
He's
Frog.
taking over the show.
Sorry,
The
Frog.
frog took over the show.
We could get you something to cover it up.
Yeah, well, that's all right.
All right, so that's the plastics.
Right,
Recycled, but they're not used. They're new recycled.
right.
And so that's it, and it comes out the little spout right there. So you're looking at a 10-minute treatment with this machine. It really delivers.
So what you're saying is you just invented this thing.
This baby is, I'm on my fourth year of the machine, but this version is a 2022 version right here.
Right,
So this is a new baby. This is my
right. You're not.
15th
Are you selling that?
Yes.
Oh,
So without the battery, you can just plug it into the outlet. It's
Right.
It's $145, free shipping, and you just pour the formula right into it and turn it on.
does that come with your first batch of formula?
No way. No way. Because you can run whatever you
How much
want
is
here.
the good stuff?
That's expensive. Everything in my formula is high dollar. I got the, gosh, golden seal is the most expensive herb you can buy.
Right.
Silver's not like gold, but who wants to inhale gold? So silver's expensive.
Right.
And then the time to make it all. So I have 4 different size bottles. I have a 30 for the event. I have a $30 bottle. I better give internet prices. All right. So 32 and some change for the 1 ounce bottle. And there's 6 treatments in there. And it's really free to try it out and see if you like it. And then there's the 2 ounce bottle, which is 45.45. Who loves 45? Anybody out there love 45.45? Yeah. So 45.45 and free shipping. You got a 2 ounce bottle, and there's 12 treatments in there. And then I've got a 77.77. Who loves God out there? Huh? Right? And that's for the 4 ouncer, and that one's got 24 treatments in it. And then I need some. Excuse me, I have a frog in my throat, which could be a good thing. So then
At some point, yeah.
and then the 8 ouncer has got 48 treatments in it, and it's $132.17. Who loves 17? Yeah. So, but I have event prices. They're cheaper. I also have military coupons that I can give you. So you can email me at trumplung7@protonmail.com and tell me that you're military. Don't lie now. And or first responders, and I'll send you a 10% off coupon for 10% off of your entire checkout on trumplung7.com.
You got a website up and going?
trumplung7.com.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen.
And you can spell it little letters, big letters, whatever. It'll all work. And don't spell out the number 7. It's this one. I'll say that one. 7. Yeah. And go get you some.
All right. I appreciate you coming over and bringing your frog with you and your still. In his future life, he made whiskey in a barn. No, I'm just kidding.
Thank you for huffing with me.
Well, I took a hit, and if you don't see me tomorrow, guys, or I coughed up a lung, but I feel fine, to be honest with you.
If we was going to get rid of you, we'd use something a little faster than slow kill.
Absolutely. But look, all serious business aside, guys, I'm going to end this show right now and then probably pop on in another 30 or so, line up some more guests, and then we'll call it a day. It's been a long day up here so far. It's currently 4:01 here. I think we run probably till about 5:30, 6 o'clock here. So I'm going to try to get a couple more guests real quick, and then I'll be right back. But we're going to end the show, and I'll send out another link, okay?
All right. Sounds like you told me get out of here, Phil. All right.
All right.
God bless you.
All right, my brother.
Them are the hottest headphones.